Well, you blink and it's over. The 2016 Reaver football season has had its ups and downs. Yep, a lot like a roller coaster at your favorite amusement park. Let's see if the Reavers reach the height requirement for another win or if they'd leave without their consolation gift. Highlights and more from another Kinney Cup showdown are coming your way next on the Iowa Western Football Coaches Show. It's the Coach Stroh Show, and it's only on CBTV 17 and the Reaver Sports Network. Final road swing of the 2016 regular season schedule, and it takes the Reavers to a familiar place, Dodger Stadium in Fort Dodge, Iowa, a field where, for all intents and purposes, changed the landscape of Region 11 football. Go back to 2010, and the Reavers and the Tritons were both in the rankings. It was a showdown, and the Reavers left with a 36-zip shutout. Hello there, I'm the voice of the Reavers, Jake Ryan, along with the head coach in his 8th season at the helm, Scott Stroh. Well, you look back at 2010, and you had just wiped Highland off of the field that year in 2010, a year after you go 5-4, and you're thinking, okay, here it is, a showdown, a chance to get Iowa Central back. Reavers march in there and punch them in the teeth, 36-0. That laid the foundation for a lot of things. And that 2010 season, obviously, you end up at 9-0. Ellsworth trips you up in the playoffs. You go to the first bowl game in school history. But it also was a year that Jake Waters was a freshman, ended up hurting his knee in that Iowa Central game, and then took a medical red shirt. He was back for 2011, and of course 2012, we all know what happened. So look back at that game. How much did that particular game change what happened the next couple of years?
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot. There was when we won it in 12, there was I think it was Tony Boone said something, was the biggest play in Reaver football. And actually, my brother Mike said it was when the biggest play that made the difference when Jake Waters got hurt and got the extra year back. So we got him in 2012 again. But yeah, it did change. I mean, they were the team when we came into the league. That was the team that we had to beat, and that was our number one goal every year. And it's kind of changed a little bit now since then. But some good rivalry games, and I think we've really pushed ourselves to a different level.
Well, Coach says rivalry, but I tell you what, it's a rivalry when the other team competes now and then, and it hasn't been like that since 2010. So let's take a look at the highlights between the Reavers and the Tritons of Iowa Central. Iowa Western marching out in the all-whites. These are new jerseys, Coach, no stripes on the sleeve. You got a little story behind this?
Yeah, I do. They actually made a mistake. They mailed them to us and had no stripes, so we got a free set.
Well, the Tritons wear their grays, and I like those grays. You can actually see the numbers. Nunez starting things out. Quick pass to Nick Easley down the sideline. Pretty good gainer, a first down on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, that's what we wanted to do, is kind of get things rolling right away, and then you can't come back with a negative play, though.
So forced a punt, and then it is bad news for the Reavers. A block by Roosevelt Lawrence, a scoop by Roosevelt Lawrence, and a touchdown by Roosevelt Lawrence. It's not the first time that we've seen Iowa Central take an early lead on you, though.
No, and I think they did last year, too. And that was the big thing. We gave them some momentum there with that, and that was really going to be their way of being able to get us.
Anthony McGriff on the return. Lorenzo Pratt, big run to the left side, gets into Triton territory.
Yeah, it's good to see him. Then this is stuff we can't afford to take 10 and 15. We got to eat our losses at about 4 or 5 yards and not 10 or 12.
Yeah, Lorenzo trying to make something out of nothing, and it ends up worse than nothing. Another pass out to Easley down the near sideline. Trailing 7-0, marching down and looking for perhaps the equalizer. Pass outside the Kadeem Goldborn there by Nunez. And then, well, to the end zone. And again, against the wind in the first half, affected the offense, and that one picked off. Lawrence having a big day, not only a scoop and score, but the INT there for Iowa Central.
Yeah, not the way we needed to start. I mean, we had a block punt, give them a score, and then we drive it down and throw an interception.
So they come out and put their wide receiver in at the quarterback. The guy hasn't taken a snap all season, Isaiah Thomas. He ends up being stuffed there, and then you guys get it back, and then they get it back, and you can see the happy feet. Obviously not real comfortable back there at quarterback, but he makes some plays.
No, and that's really what they're trying to do. If you don't have the 1 or 2 option or the quick throw, just wait and take off running, and He gave us some fit.
And he certainly can turn on a dime there. You saw it look like he was going left, cut back right, and the Reavers stack him up. So he continues to kind of give the defense troubles. And then, well, they take it out of his hands, and the Reavers making him pay because not really anywhere to go. You stop him on 4th down and get the football back.
Well, it's big because they're driving. They're in our territory a couple times, and defense played well when they got back.
Nice job by McKelty Williams there, blocking that one out on the pass to the end zone. And here's a big sack for the Reavers.
Yeah, and they might have control of it right now, the game, as far as moving the football. We're hurting ourselves with penalties or negative plays.
So there's your 4th down stop, and here come the Reaver offense. In the second quarter, you're with the wind, and things looked a little bit smoother. Nice catch by Kadeem Goldborn with coverage right on him. Nunez, again, with a little reverse here to Nick Easley. He turns the corner and gets a few yards on it.
Yeah, we wanted to come back quick with it. It didn't quite work exactly the way we liked, but it's positive plays, and this was a big one to see. We wanted to take a shot. We got a 1st down and just try to get by him.
Kadeem Goldborn running toward the 2 fans in the stands in the end zone. So you guys tie it up at 7, and then it's Iowa Central back to, trying to get something done. They did have a couple of running backs that had some carries coming into the season, number 24, one of them.
Yeah, they're down some guys. I don't know if they had some injuries or changed some guys around, maybe more so, where we didn't know some of them or didn't see them on film.
So there's Isaiah Thomas again, scrambling, making something out of nothing, and he provided fits all day long, although you guys contained him for much of the first half.
We did, and I think the big thing is they're not built to drive the field, so you just can't give them the big play.
Nice catch there by Tavian Williams. He's making his presence felt late in the season. Nunez again to the outside and just out of the reach of Goldborn there on the Triton sideline.
Those are the big ones we need. 3rd downs, convert 1st downs. When it's there, we got to convert those.
Brick wall there for the running back. How about another one? Gets a couple and then is brought down. And Shaq Jones, Nick Anderson, the linebacking crew I thought had a great day. And then this pass to Nick Easley, just cut left, turned back inside right, and he was wide open for the touchdown.
Yeah, it was actually, Nick came to the sidelines. He's like, Coach, I can get him on the corner post. And so when we got in that situation, we wanted to give him that opportunity. And it's good when the players can see out on the field and help you out.
How long does it take a player to earn your trust telling you things? Obviously, guys are going to tell you they're wide open all the time, but how long does it take for you to go, okay, I know that he knows what he's talking about, and we're going to try something?
Well, and I think part of that comes from when you're going through the season and you see him how much he studies and knows the offense. And I wouldn't say that there's a time frame on it, but a lot of the times you can know if a kid knows what he's taught, knows the game and knows what the defense is trying to do to him.
Well, not a great start for the Reavers, but the Reavers riding some momentum into halftime. They lead 14-7, hoist the cup, or face a long bus ride home. Second half highlights are coming up next. We're back in a moment for more Stroh Show on CBTV 17.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. Since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
The studios of CBTV 17 at Canesville Center on the campus of Iowa Western Community College in Council Bluffs. Jake Ryan and head coach Scott Strohmeyer are back in the studio. Iowa Central has done it before, Coach. They've taken an early lead to kind of put you on your heels again, but you guys respond with a pair of touchdowns. You're up 14-7 at the half. What's the discussion with your team in the locker room?
Well, I mean, not pleased with the way we played the entire first half, but they, like I said, they did some things, and I knew they were going to pull it out. Blocking the punt with special teams kind of hurt us there. Otherwise, I felt we had some things. We just either a negative play or a sack or an interception or something that really hurt us in that first half. So changed up a few things about how we were going to attack them and see if we can't go play 30 more minutes.
All right, well, let's check out the second half highlights. Reavers getting those halftime kinks out, and here they go. Nunez again, quick start, quick pass to Anthony Turner. Some big receivers, Coach, and we haven't seen them utilize themselves as well as they could have, but Anthony getting a couple good catches. Also, Kadeem Goldborn doing well also in this game.
Yeah, it's taken a little bit. We come out and trying to get those guys. They ran into each other there on the play. Austin scores, but yeah, the big guys, we got to get them the ball, and they're learning too.
Obviously, the hood not part of the play there, and then the extra point is blocked for the Reavers. And so what is the exact rule here? If they pick it up and fumble and you guys recover, is it going to be good for 2 for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, what happens is they got to have possession of it, and
Right.
then you can
But they
get it in.
determined that they didn't have possession completely,
Yep,
so
or if
it's just dead.
Yep.
Okay, so the blocked extra point, it's 20-7. And then, well, the third quarter keeps marching on. The Reaver defense, there's a couple of guys walking away that had a good day. We already mentioned Isaiah Thomas. Again, happy feet. He gives a little delayed, a delayed run by him. I thought he had handed off on that play. And then back again, looking downfield, and nearly a fantastic catch by McLeod there, but he comes up empty as the ball hits the turf, and then you guys get it back here in the third.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you don't throw the ball very much. It's hard to complete those balls.
What were they doing on the punt game that created such havoc? It would look like they were bringing, yes, they bring more guys than you got, but also it's an 81-yard punt there with the win. But what were they doing in the punt game that created such problems for you?
Well, I think part of it was it was self-inflicted. One was we were a little bit slow on it, and then the other one we had a blown assignment. But just when you're bringing 2 guys and you're trying to bait one guy to open up a lane for another, and that's what happened on the block.
Nearly a great catch there by Easley, but the ball a little bit too high thrown, and it'll be Iowa Central taking back over. Still in the third, still marching against the wind. And Shaq, if he could have just gotten down a little bit more, might have had a turnover. And it's been a couple games since you guys have taken a turnover.
Yeah, it has really. It's we need to get back to doing that and getting some takeaways.
One of the rare completions there for the Tritons on the day, as most of the damage was done via the feet of Isaiah Thomas. This one is nearly picked, and that's a big one that McKelty missed out on.
Yeah. I mean, think of that. Even in like the Arizona Western game, we missed one, they ended up scoring. We missed this one, they get points.
Yep.
We can't keep giving them opportunities.
So the field goal is good, cuts the deficit for the Tritons to 20-10. You guys still in front, and then here it is, more problems. And this one blocked again, second blocked kick of the day by Iowa Central, and they recover. But coming into the game, they've blocked several kicks as the season's gone on.
They do a good job. I mean, that's one of the things that they've done really well is in the special teams punt blocking. They've always been pretty good.
And then Isaiah Thomas clearly missing an opportunity there. They're forced to kick another field goal. This one a little bit right and no good, so you maintain that 10-point lead.
It was huge because, we turned it over, gave them a short field. Defense did a good job.
Speaking of short field, one of their top return men, DeAnthony Bell, picks it up, scoops it, and you might as well just gone for it from where he returned it to.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it was kicked it short line drive, and they had a chance to return it, and then we give them a pass interference and give them a short, even shorter field.
What's your thought on that pass interference penalty there?
I mean, I didn't know if it was catchable. I think from one angle I thought it was in good position, and as long as if he wouldn't have put his hands on him, I think we'd have been okay.
Well, I thought he was clean. Russ, during the broadcast, said no, he put his arm over the top of him, but I thought they were both going for the ball. It could have easily been a no call. So the Reavers back to work after they get in for the touchdown. It's 20-17 here. What are you thinking, Coach, as they get the football back?
Well, disappointed in our offense that we get a first down and we can't convert on another one, and we got to. That's the time that we can't just rely on the defense. Our offense has to do something. Probably the biggest play of the game right there.
Yeah, as Thomas hits the line and he gets rocked pretty hard by Russ Jones, and also Daniel Ezegwu. He gets up eventually, but as he went down, Coach, you could see that there wasn't any life in him when he went down.
No, and you could tell that it took it out of anything that Iowa Central had.
Yeah.
They're thinking, now here, that was our guy who gave us our hope because he's running around making plays. Other than that, they did nothing besides what the quarterback
They
did.
bring in Caleb Seiler, their backup, and then the Reavers will get it back. And Nunez a good run here, ducks down just shy of midfield, and again trying to run the clock out. I thought you guys did a pretty good job of just killing the clock, but you do give it back to them for one more opportunity.
Yeah, and like I said, we got one first down. First one, we got that one first down, and then just making sure, because they were brought all 11 at our punt. I just want making sure we got that thing off, and then once it got off, I figured it was going to be tough for them to, with their backup quarterback.
So they continue to try to do something with Seiler, and he just couldn't make anything happen. This one down the field, overthrows his receiver, and again with the win, you guys go into victory formation for one play, and then you get to hoist the Kenny Cup. Dr. K came down on the sideline before the game was over and handed it to the players. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, and like I said, that's what our kids want. They maybe, I told them like after the game, I'm like, we won. Celebrate. I don't care what the score was. It's a trophy game. You won it. We'll worry about that we didn't, what the score was and how we played on Sunday when you come back, but enjoy this moment.
Yeah, final score 2017. Andre Nunez, another good day. He did throw the interception early in the game, but I thought overall he managed the offense fairly well.
He did, and I think starting to get a feel for some things. There's a few things that I think he wishes he would have had back. Not necessarily a bad play, but maybe a read or a decision. But at the same time, when you don't, we're not putting it on the ground, and we had that one interception, but overall we did a better job of taking care of the ball offensively. Now we got to work on the special teams.
So they get the victory 1-0 in conference. Remember, it's not a beauty pageant, and the Reavers get back in the win column. Most of the season, it's been the dark side that's enabled the Reavers to get there. CBTV's Ben Smith talks with linebacker Nick Anderson coming up next on the Coach Stroh Show right here on CBTV 17 and the Reavers Sports Network.
Schedule your campus visit today. Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
At Council Plus Savings Bank, you still get personalized customer service.
We have identity-safe checking with LifeLock, identity theft protection.
You get personal mortgage lending to fit your needs now and in the future.
You get business banking with the latest technology because saving you time saves you money.
At Council Plus Savings Bank, you get people who answer when you call and local employees who are actively involved in our community. Council Plus Savings Bank, hometown banking the way it used to be.
The Coach Stroh Show continues here on CBTV 17. I'm IWTV student Ben Smith along with freshman linebacker Nick Anderson. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So you guys are coming off a couple of just kind of a rough losses against Garden City and Highland. What was your kind of motive going into this game against Iowa Central?
Well, going into Garden City, we really were focused on their pass game more than the run game, and then they really came down and they just pure ran it down our throats, and that was just unacceptable. And defense really didn't show up that time for that game. And then after that game, we were just, as kind of a gut check for the defense. We got to get back going, and it's a big week. Iowa Central, statistically, they're really a bad team because they're 0-9 now. But we knew we couldn't take them lightly, or else we'd get a loss. And we just had to have a good week of practice, and we really knew that they were going to try and do what Highland did and just try to run it down our throats again. And so I really think we did a good job of keying in on their run against them, and we had a pretty good week of practice. But in the game, it kind of sloped off because the quarterback kind of showed us some challenges. But other than that, I think we did a pretty good job against their run game.
Yeah, as you said, they threw a curveball at you guys, starting a quarterback that hadn't thrown a pass all year. How did you guys kind of react to that?
It was kind of surprising because the Butler quarterback was kind of a runner, but other than that, he was just really looking to run every time. And so, I mean, I was mainly the spy guy, and it was hard for me because he'd go up one way, and so I'd start going towards him, and then he'd just cut back and go all the way around the other. And then, I mean, he was really shifty. He's a really shifty guy too. I think he was a receiver before. And so, I mean, he was just looking to run every time. I mean, he wasn't like the passes he did throw, I mean, they weren't very good balls. But yeah, with just him, he was just looking to run, and that really kind of set us off a little bit.
So with the running quarterback like that, what do you kind of do to kind of try to contain him?
Really, we just really need to like show him that we're gonna contain him and that he can't run. Like what we need to do early, I think getting hits on him really helped, and kind of getting him, scared almost to run. Like he doesn't want to get hit because like offensive players don't really like getting hit, and we just gotta control him so that he's looking to pass first more than run first.
Now, speaking of big hits, Shaq Jones with an inadvertent helmet-to-helmet hit, knocking him out cold. How much did that kind of kill their momentum and help you guys out?
Oh yeah, that completely shorted it. That other quarterback came in. I was down in my stance before he's saying hi, and I just looked him right in the eyes, and I knew he wasn't going to do anything. He just had that kind of like look of terror in his eyes, like he just got thrown in here in the fire, and like a pretty close game, and like he was trying to put a game-winning drive together against our like Iowa Western's like known defense, like pretty good defense, really good defense actually.
So you were just kind of trying to put as much pressure as possible on him to try to keep him on his toes?
Oh yeah, I was staring him down right before, and I could just tell in his eyes that he had that look, like I'm in his head and he's going to be worried about me and he's going to be worried about our defense. And he was like, he looked one way and then he tried to run, and then I just knew it then that we were going to have him and we were going to be fine.
So next week, Ellsworth Regional 11 Championship. What do you guys feel, or how do you guys feel going into it?
We have to have a great week of practice. Ellsworth is a really good team this year. And, I mean, a lot of people say we're having a down year for Iowa Western, which we are record-wise. But as a defense, we really need to have a big week because they have a good offense. They have a lot of different schemes they're going to throw at us. And we just need to be ready because if we're not ready, they're going to come out and they're going to continue to stomp it down our throats. And as a team, we just need to be way better, like on defense. I think defense, if defense can make a play this game, we will win the game. Like, you haven't really seen a pick six or anything this year, like very much, or like a scoop and score or a major play. I think defense needs to do that because sometimes the offense will be lacking, but like defense needs to get that momentum back and give it to them, and I think that'll really fuel our offense, and our team will be clicking in all cylinders.
All right, well, thank you for being on the show today. Good luck next Saturday against Ellsworth.
Thank you.
Coming up on the Coach Stroh Show, Jake Ryan and the coach break down Ellsworth and the mouth-watering reason to be early to the tailgate on Saturday. The Stroh Show will be right back.
Listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun?
In today's world, getting things done means being connected. The challenge, though, is staying connected, no matter where you are. In Council Bluffs, we had a nutty idea. What if we tried to connect everyone in our community for free? How great would it be if we could always communicate, stay creative, and enjoy the things that make us unique together? Just think of all the opportunities to learn new things, find new friends, and do it all in the blink of an eye. Introducing Blink, Bluffs Community Wi-Fi. It's free, and it's coming to your neighborhood soon. Learn more at blinkwifi.org.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
From the studios of CBTV 17 in Council Bluffs, we are back for our final segment of this edition of the Coach Stroh Show. Jake Ryan along with Coach Scott Strohmeyer. Ellsworth, obviously they haven't had much success against you lately, but they have always played you tough, and they are a team that is full of danger. If you look at the scouting report and look at the film on them, tell us a little bit about what you know.
Well, I mean, just like I think we're a pretty good 4-5 team, they're a really good 4-5 team. They had some tough ones. They don't have a lot of depth, but they got a really good defensive lineman, a couple of good defensive linemen, linebacker. Their secondary is talented. A quarterback that's starting to come back in. You got what didn't play early on. He's coming back. Really big time wide receiver out wide that we know a little bit about. What he spent some time here, and 2 Division I offensive tackles. So they're definitely a good football team, and we're going to have to play a lot better than we played this past week, and hopefully our guys are ready. It's a championship week. I mean, we win it, we bring home the Region 11 championship.
And now last year, after they lost to you, they took one more loss and then ran off 6 straight, including a bowl game win. This season, everybody thought they'd be a little bit better, including the NJCAA. They were receiving votes. The coaches thought they were going to be decent. They've fallen off a little bit, suffered 2 in a row. They lost to Butler last week. But if you look at what Coach Montalto's done there since they kind of were in the gutter, so to speak, he's done a good job at bringing them back, and it sounds like they've got some dudes.
Yeah, he does. And first, they're well coached. They're sound in what they do offensively and defensively. And then you sprinkle in some good athletes and a few hard-nosed kids, you got a chance to be successful. And I think he's done a nice job. And he's got some talent there, and he knows how to utilize his talent.
All right, Coach, you planning on getting out for the chili cook-off a little early for this one?
I wish I could, but I don't know if I'll be able to.
All right. Well, the finale for the conference season coming up on Saturday at 2:30. The Reavers finally back home after only 1 home game in 5 Saturdays of football in October. As I just mentioned, the 7th annual Chili Cook-Off comes to you beginning at 12:30 on Saturday. The Culinary Club all set with more new creations for your palate. Here's how it works: $5. Get you a sample of every single type of chili, and then you cast your vote with a bowl of your favorite while it lasts. Matt and his crew from Barley's will be on hand. Brandon Juwan from Glory Days and In Motion Gymnastics helping us out as well. And of course, that is an absolutely free tailgate that they donate the resources for every home game. So come out early and then root on the Reavers against the Panthers. It's always a good game against Ellsworth. Kickoff at 2:30. Pregame on 89.7 The River begins at 1:30. And of course, the live web stream will begin on the website at GoReavers.com right at kickoff. We say thank you again to head coach Scott Strohmeyer and of course Reaver Nick Anderson for stopping by to be on the show today. Nice job as always by the sports media program students, including the face you saw on camera, Mr. Ben Smith. Until next time, I'm Jake Ryan reminding you to wear blue, be loud, and go Reavers. We'll see you Saturday for the Reaver game.